Welcome, everybody, to Orlando, Florida, as Pro Volleyball Federation play continues in the Sunshine State. We're at Addition Financial Arena, the home of the Orlando Valkyries, checking in at 7-4 and third in the Pro Volleyball Federation standings. The Vegas Thrill on the road. The third meeting between the Thrill and the Valkyries this season should be a lot of fun. Sean Davison alongside the All-American at Florida State, Madison Fitzpatrick. And Madison, it's not just that the Thrill are in town. This is a Thrill team that has largely led the PVF standings from the outset this season. So this pits the top team in the league against the hottest team in the league tonight.
And what's so much fun about this is that both of these teams' offense are as efficient, as elite as they come. So that's an area of the game that I'm really going to focus on in this match. The Orlando Valkyries lead the league in points, aces, kills, hitting efficiency, and assists. And the Las Vegas Thrill are not far behind. So this is going to be an all-out, high-flying, very powerful battle offensively at the net.
Well, we are not here to broadcast a dance challenge between the Thrill and the Valkyries. There is a backstory. Usually by now, the anthem has been sung, which it has, and lineups are introduced, and we're about ready to play volleyball. But what the folks here at Addition Financial Arena came to the realization of is that the Terraflex was bunched up under the near stanchion over by where our broadcast position is. So they had to take down the net, roll the stanchion out, flatten the Terraflex out to make sure it's safe for everybody, and now they're in the process of reattaching, stringing, making sure everything is tight and up to standards for the Pro Volleyball Federation. And so as you can see, Orlando has made their way over to their bench for their introductions, and Las Vegas is being introduced to the crowd currently. So a momentary delay, and maybe perhaps, Madison, this is their way of holding us in suspense.
And I remember as a player, you would get warmed up and you drank your energy drink, you're ready to go, you're hyped up, and then little things like this sometimes happen. So you got to reset, refocus, and then get ready to start the game. This is going to be a really fun one. The Las Vegas Thrill has won the last two against the Valkyries. The Vegas Thrill is the only team that Valkyries have not beaten. So I know that the Valkyries, with their 5-match win streak, they're going to want to keep it going and take down the only team they haven't beat.
That 5-match win streak is the longest of the season for any team in the Pro Volleyball Federation, and the second longest in the history of the Pro Volleyball Federation, tied for second, in fact, with the Atlanta Vibe, who twice last year went on extended runs, one of 7 matches where they went undefeated, and another last year of 5. So rarefied air for Orlando as they enter this matchup here tonight. They've only dropped Madison 2 sets in the month of February.
I think it's safe to say that they are on an absolute roll, and it took a second for the defense to kind of get up to speed. The offense has always been elite for the Valkyries. They've held the top efficiency numbers pretty much at the start of the season, but the defense now is up to speed. They're having great digs, they're extending rallies, and one of those parts was Shampoo, the setter for the Valkyries, is kind of a smaller blocker, so they had to get accustomed to going in, blocking next to her. Now, all of those things have smoothed out, and they're rocking and rolling.
They're rocking, they're rolling, and they are introducing their players to the crowd now.
Middle blocker number 13, Natalie Mustang. Outside hitter number 14, Adora and wearing Romero jersey number 5.
starting lineup for the Orlando Valkyries has been introduced to the crowd here at Edition Financial Arena. For those who weren't able to hear, Shampoo Goodpart, Courtney Schwann, Brittany Abercrombie, Kaz Brown, Natalie Foster, Adora Anai, and Georgia Murphy, one of the two dressed liberos, are the starting arrangement for Orlando. Meanwhile, if you're tuning in from Vegas or otherwise rooting for the Thrill, these are the players who will hit the floor first. Charity Looper, Morgan Stout, Alicia Glass-Childress, Cameron Hanna, Hannah Maddox, Berkeley Oblad, and Tegan DeFalco, one of the two liberos for the Thrill. Well, Madison, we still have some housekeeping to attend to as these two teams are anxiously awaiting, and as are we, for this match to get underway. And I think really one theme between these two teams that rings true for both is that this is just bounce back brilliance for Vegas and for Orlando. Each of these teams tied for 5th the season ago with 8 wins. The winner tonight will have 8 wins, and we're not even at the halfway point yet.
I mean, that is incredible. That is such a testament to both of these franchises' growth. Both of these franchises did really good in the draft. They got some very talented rookies. And then also in the offseason, they went out, they got other people, some international superstars. One, Shampoo, that I already mentioned, she is leading the offense wonderfully for the Valkyries. And then for the Thrill, we're going to talk about her a lot, but Alicia Glass-Childress has just been a mainstay for this Vegas team. Such a leader, played in the Olympics. I mean, we could talk about her all day, and we're going to talk about her a lot tonight.
Can't wait to talk about Alicia Glass-Childress, Shampoo Goodpart, as you mentioned, who runs the offense for Orlando. The plethora of weapons that each team has. And I believe we are finally ready to get this matchup underway. Brianna Spain will be the R1 official for us this evening. William Stanley, the R2, if you want to call him that. He will be at the monitor on the scorer's table. A new look for the Pro Volleyball Federation officials this year, in congruence with the FIVB's high-level competitions. The second referees at the monitor, and Volt 6 technology that has 22 high-definition cameras around every gym in the Pro Volleyball Federation takes the place, in fact, of the Lions judges. So as the final preparations get underway, that's just about everybody who's going to contribute into this thing. Might as well talk about the coaches, because I think that's really the only thing we haven't done. Amy Pauley, just a transcendent year, a bounce-back year for her. And for Vegas, their success has been under their first-year head coach in Ramon Hernandez-Cruz. No clowning around here in Orlando. It's time to play some volleyball. Or at least so we hope.
Yeah, you can see the players jumping around. They're trying to stay warm. It's cold in here. It's a little cold front in Florida. If you're up north, you probably think 50s isn't cold, but we're freezing in Florida.
Yeah, it's different down here.
Yeah, it does.
Send thoughts and prayers to us as we hang in this climate here. Well, interestingly enough, for Orlando's perspective, Georgia Murphy was announced as their primary libero in the starting lineups, but it's Nani Yosia, their other dress libero, who heads to the floor first, number 18 in that white jersey. It'll be Shampoo Goodpart out of Thailand, heading back to serve to get us underway. The Valkyries will go left to right in this first set. The Thrill will be on the right side of your screen. It took a few extra minutes, but we certainly hope the wait, in fact, will be worth it. The Thrill and the Valkyries, both firmly in the playoff picture, are ready to do battle for the third time in 2025. We are underway at Edition Financial Arena. And the first set goes to the backside. There's Cameron Hanna, who has been an emerging star. The national champion at Penn State has carried that momentum into this season with the Pro Volleyball Federation.
And I talked to her last week, and I said, what's it been like? You know, you won a national championship at Penn State, and then 2 months later, here you are. She said it's been an absolute whirlwind.
Hanna, number 8 for Vegas, can play either pin and has played the majority of this season off the right side after playing a lot of outside with the Nittany Lions. Out of the middle, there's Berkeley Oblad, the Henderson, Nevada native, which, yes, they're the Vegas Thrill, but their arena is in Henderson, so she's the hometown player, and she gets off to a good start with a kill out of the middle, number 12. 2-0 Las Vegas straight out of the gates. Shampoo Goodpart reverses the flow, and there's Brittany Abercrombie, the reigning Athletes Unlimited champion, getting on the board first for Orlando.
And that's what Shampu does so well. Reverses the flow, hangs it a little inside. Brittany Abercrombie with that left hand drops her thumb and gets it in.
That'll send Adora Anai back to serve. Nice work there in the back row by Looper. Maddox tried to recycle it off the block. Vegas wasn't able to cover, and that is an early rejection for Orlando.
A little miscommunication there. Vegas was there, two players were there, just not talking soon enough to pop that ball up.
First 2 points went to Vegas. The 2 succeeding points going to Orlando. That's a service error by Anai over the back. Each of these teams pleased with where they are in terms of the service pressure that they generate. Orlando tops in the league in aces, and Ramon Hernandez-Cruz told us earlier that a lot of their success has been predicated by their success serving the ball and by how aggressive they have been.
Exactly, and in this league, you have to serve aggressively because when these teams are in system, they are putting the ball away so efficiently.
3-all early on, and there has been no better server arguably than Natalie Foster, number 13, who goes back, and that is a big-time side out. Anytime Natalie Foster is back to serve, we have seen multiple times, Madison, extended service runs for the middle blocker for Orlando. That swing important for Vegas, and Hannah Maddox, who tools the block, goes back to serve herself. That's a service error.
Back to Natalie Foster's serve. It is just so impressive. She's only a rookie, but she was serving last year at SMU, got 64 aces on the season, the most in the ACC, and now she's bringing that to the Pro League and having just as much success.
Surprising that Natalie Foster did not somehow make it onto an all-star roster. 4 Valkyries, in fact, have. Kaz Brown was one of them. She puts that ball down to Las Vegas's protest. Brianna Spain's telling him, if you want to challenge it, you can. And I believe one of the Thrills assistant coaches, Raul Papaleao, did press the monitor. So Las Vegas is challenging who touched the ball last in that sequence above the net. One of a number of things that can be challengeable. Virtually the only thing, Madison, that can't is in versus out, because Bolt 6 and its 22 high-def camera angles can take a look at that. But I think we'll see here, hopefully, the power of that investment for the Pro Volleyball Federation. These reviews have been incredibly quick for the most part.
Exactly, and it really speeds up the game of play. And usually, I mean, after the ball hits the ground, these players have 15 seconds to go back to serve. They only have 8 subs. So the Pro Volleyball Federation is doing many things to speed up the game and keep it really interesting and entertaining. And Bolt 6 most definitely contributes to that. I mean, it is exact, it is factual, and there's no arguing it.
Now, with the new configuration, William Stanley is at a monitor. He is not only in communication with Brianna Spain, but also Bolt 6's offices in Charlotte, North Carolina. Last year, it was in Frisco, Texas, where the looks would come from. And after that challenge, which was unsuccessful, it remains point Orlando. The Valkyries do, in fact, win the point, and as a result of losing that particular challenge, Ramon Hernandez-Cruz and the Thrill are down to 1 for the balance of this first set. You get 2 per set here in the Pro Volleyball Federation, so it'll be interesting to see how they manage the next 20 or so odd points until we get to set number 2. Best 3 out of 5 to claim the match. You have to win by 2, first to 25, to claim a set. Looper on the attack. What a tremendous career she had at Louisville. And Brittany Abercrombie, who is a USC Trojan, I mentioned the Athletes Unlimited champion, exploded onto the scene really in professional volleyball this past year. And my goodness, what a smart shot.
Her vision on that D-ball is absolutely incredible.
Looper. She goes off speed, picked up by Abercrombie. That is kept in play. DeFalco keeps it up. Oblad off the slide. And Madison, when you play pro volleyball, you have to go 5-1. You just don't really have the subs to do anything else. And if you're going to do that, your middles had better be effective on one foot.
Your middles, exactly, have to be effective on one foot, or you have to have a Brittany Abercrombie in that D-ball, in that right back, providing attack from the right side.
Speaking of being effective on one foot, Kaz Brown largely has been. Hannah Maddox rolls it from the back row. Abercrombie is off to yet another good start. She's had as many as 30 kills this season, and those 30 kills, which equals a Pro Volleyball Federation record, that came at Vegas.
And not only did she have 30 kills, she hit at a 464 hitting efficiency, so it was a lot and it was efficient at the same time.
And off the right, no less. Pardon me. Morgan Stout has made a handful of starts, a number of appearances. She's not what you would consider to be one of the two primary middles for Vegas, but she has played especially well against Orlando.
And she's third in the league in hitting efficiency, so when they put her in, they know what they're going to get.
Off speed, Kaz Brown got that ball down, and Orlando leads by 2.
That's been a successful area of the court. That tip right in front of the libero, Tegan DeFalco, just not able to get there in time. Tegan is very quick, but Orlando Valkyries disguise their offense so well, and they run a very balanced one.
Good first ball contact. Hannah off the block. Anai goes off speed. Abercrombie snuck it inside the block, but Vegas does well to cover. And Natalie Foster was in the net for Orlando on the attack.
We're going to be calling Natalie Foster's name a lot throughout this match. She is first in the league at hitting efficiency at 423, and she's only a rookie. Fun thing about that, Morgan Stout, just a rookie, and third in hitting efficiency, so there's some strong rookies in this league.
Corey Lewis also a middle blocker who's off to a tremendous start. She will be in the All-Star match. Lewis, who went to Florida State, now a product of the Atlanta Vibe. Adora Anai with a big swing, and she is capable of doing a whole lot of things, Madison.
She's so powerful. She mixes up her shot so well. She's got a ton of range, and she looks calm, cool, and collected the whole time she plays.
Strong serve. Out of system, Maddox attacks. Dug by Yosia. Abercrombie dug by Looper. Were their hands? No. Point Orlando.
Hannah Maddox has really burst onto the scene in the Pro Volleyball Federation, and this season especially, she is putting up big numbers week in and week out. The past 4 matches before they had their loss to Columbus, she was averaging 17.25 kills per match. That's a lot of kills.
That is a ton of kills. Her head coach, Hernandez Cruz, said she has put in a ton of time and work, and the improvement is clearly showing. Out of system for an eye. Backside, Hannah blows up the block for a kill.
Before I go on to Hannah, that out-of-system set by Courtney Schwann was masterful. It was perfectly placed, great, calm, cool second touch on the ball. But then Hannah put the ball away with all that range, dropping the thumb.
Schwann, one of the best defensive, offensive, or outside hitters in this league. On the stretch, in serve receive, puts up a quality first ball, and Orlando sides out.
Her first ball contact is so clean, including the second ball, which we just saw. And then Natalie Foster's arm swing is so quick, so the block has trouble sometimes getting up and pressed fast enough.
Schwann now rotates to the front row with an eye going back to serve. Hannah. DeFalco tried to cover, and Hannah could not get it across the tape. Great effort, but that would have taken 4 contacts to break it across.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a timeout soon if Orlando Valkyries keep going with this momentum. It seems like they're gaining some traction.
Orlando has won the first set in all but a couple of their matches this season. Maddox, that's a great swing by number 11 for Vegas.
Hannah Maddox has such a high vertical, and she uses all of that vertical with all of that momentum in her approach to swing high and over the block.
Maddox, a product of the University of South Alabama, and I just love that, Madison. I think a lot of times you watch college volleyball, you're familiar with the Pitts, the Penn States, the Nebraskas, the Louisvilles, the Wisconsins, and here's Hannah Maddox in year 2, who has become one of the better outside hitters that we've seen, and she was at South Alabama.
And she was the biggest sleeper of the draft last year, no doubt, and she continues to impress. Her ceiling is so high.
Speaking of having a high ceiling, especially right there, Natalie Foster is new to serving. And get this, folks, if you haven't heard it yet, 64 aces this past college season for SMU. She is the leading acer in year 1 in the Pro Volleyball Federation. And with that ace, has opened up the lead to 5.
She's got a really cool hybrid serve, and with that fast arm swing that she uses on offense, she also uses it behind the service line. So she puts a lot of pace and power behind it, and then it's dropping and it's dipping right in front of that serve-receive line. So on serve-receive, if you're not used to the speed of that drop, you've got to get there faster because you're going to be a little late and not get your platform underneath it.
All right, Madison, I know just like any athlete anywhere, you love a challenge, right? But at the same time, you've seen this serve up close in person time and time again. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much would you like to have to stand back there and try to pass that ball?
I want that more than anything. I want that opportunity so bad. That looks like so much fun. No doubt she would ace me, even if I tried 10 times. Because, like I said, you have to be really fast, and I don't think my quick twitch skills are what they used to be 2 years ago when I played.
Now, beyond that, right, we talked earlier about service pressure that these two teams can generate, and there's no mistaking that if you can serve aggressively and get teams out of system, you open things up for your own offense. And when you talk about two teams that are as aggressive as they are serving, it's no surprise that they're two of the best offensive teams in the league as well.
Absolutely. You put yourself in a great position to score when you serve aggressively. And interesting enough, Coach Hernandez Cruz, Las Vegas Thrill head coach, said, this team has grown the most in serving and blocking. When their service pressure has increased, their blocking becomes more dominant because they're pushing those offenses off the net.
We'll see how they can do on serve receive. We won't have to see it quite yet. Natalie Foster iced by the timeout. Tip the cap to Ramon Hernandez Cruz. Always good to talk about some things when you're trailing by 5. It's important. And if you can ice a really good server in the process, kudos to you for that. Great first ball there for Orlando. Schwann on the attack. Maddox off the bick. Great defense by Georgia Murphy. And Brittany Abercrombie blows up the block for the kill.
I thought that ball was down. Out of nowhere, Georgia Murphy comes flying in. Great heads-up play. You know, she stays very low on defense and then moves so quickly forward. I think Vegas also thought that ball was down.
7:22 Eastern time here in Orlando, and Georgia Murphy is serving up some pancakes. Looper turned back by the block. Maddox can't track it down. And Madison, Orlando is just feasting at the net right now.
They are. When their block heats up, it has the ability to put the rest of their game on their back. It has been so impressive to watch when their block heats up like that.
And with that, they lead by 6 at the midway media break at set 1 in Orlando. Welcome back to Orlando, Florida's Pro Volleyball Federation play continues in the Sunshine State. Edition Financial Arena, the home of the Orlando Valkyries. And Brittany Abercrombie goes back to serve, and Hannah Maddox just hammers the bick to side out for Vegas.
Hannah Maddox has no fear. That was such a brave rip on the ball. All the blockers up, but she finds a way to score by identifying the hands of the blockers well and swinging away.
That sends the middle blocker, Berkeley Oblad, back to serve. Off the D-ball, there's Abercrombie. And what do you make of this, Madison? I think it's a lot of fun seeing these teams willingly and intentionally set the back row.
It is such a prominent part of pro volleyball, setting the back row, having that be an active part of your offense and a consistent part of your offense, what makes these teams so good.
What a serve by Courtney Schwann. Brianna Spain blows the whistle against Vegas. Pointed toward the net. I'm not sure if I misread that or if I looked late. Schwann tried to drop another one right over the top of the net and nearly did so, but came up short.
So far, the service pressure, while there have been errors from the Valkyries, has been really good. They're holding Vegas to a 1-4-3 hitting efficiency.
And sometimes that firepower that Orlando possesses, the overdigs that they induce, become easy pickings for somebody else.
Nice heads-up play by Adora Anai, taking advantage of that, seeing the court so well and just dropping it deep into that corner.
Out of the middle, there's Cameron Hanna.
Cameron Hanna is so much fun to watch. She has such a vertical. Her arms are very long, so she contacts that ball at a really high point, and then from there, she can hit high hands or tool off the block.
6-point lead still for Orlando. They led 16-10 at the midway media break, now 19-13. Great work there by DeFalco, good up. Out of the middle, Foster off speed, kept up by Glass Childress. Had a system for Maddox, good first ball by Schwann. Off the D-ball, Brittany Abercrombie.
That connection from Shampoo to Abercrombie in the back row is incredible. Shampoo's running to get her feet there. You see her scrambling, reverses the flow so well, exactly to her left shoulder. And then there was a gap in the block. And if you give Brittany Abercrombie any kind of space, she's going to swing quick and through.
Abercrombie and Shampoo Goodpard both played together in South Korea. So what a pickup, getting them both by Amy Pauley and her staff. Hanna. Off the block, second effort coming for the newcomer. Looking down the line, missed it. Point Orlando, and they have opened this thing up considerably, now by 8. Bolt 6 confirming that that ball was clearly out. And Madison will go ahead and stay here as the Valkyries close in on what looks to be another set 1 win. But just thinking about this series altogether, the Valkyries won 3 of 4 last year. Vegas is the only team they haven't beat this year. They're tied up 3-3 in total in the series.
Yeah, that's so cool, and that's what's so much fun about the second season of PVF is now there's parity. These teams have history. They've played against each other, so it's really fun week in and week out to see them compete on a whole different level.
On top of the familiarity that these teams have, on top of the tight nature of their series so far, number 1 is at stake with the loss on the road to Columbus. Las Vegas is now tied with Omaha at 7-3 for first place in the league. Orlando just a half game behind at 7-4. So with these two teams playing each other and Omaha playing later tonight, a real chance for things to flip at the top of the Pro Volleyball Federation standings as we head into the All-Star break. Neither team overly concerned with the big picture for now, just trying to get through set 1. It's been a good one for Orlando. Hannah Maddox has done some really good things right out of the gate, though, for Las Vegas. It's another really good swing by number 11.
She's swinging high, she's swinging very powerfully, and Alicia Glass-Childress is as elite as they come from the setter position. Didn't even have time to square her hips to the antenna and still got the ball perfectly to Hannah Maddox.
That sends Stout back to serve. Natalie Foster out of the middle. Once again, Glass-Childress teeing up. Maddox went for that 4-4 shot, missed the sideline though. Point to the Valkyries. And that'll send Adora Anai back to serve. Conrad, the Towel King, making his way over to my left. Off the right side, there's Cameron Hanna. That misses the end line. I have to say, Madison, with the kind of talent that Cameron Hanna is, even if she's spraying some balls here, I like the idea to continue to intentionally set her.
Absolutely, because when she heats up, she has the ability to take over games. That's how athletic she is. A few too many service errors on the Valkyrie side, but when you have enough of a lead like this, you can really go for it. So I like the service pressure. I think it has put them in this position up 23-15, one of the big reasons why.
Las Vegas is trying to get a sub in. Willow Johnson checking in. It's a dub sub, in fact. Willow Johnson checking in place of Alicia Glass-Childress. Cameron Hanna off the floor, and Carly Graham, who was an Orlando Valkyrie a season ago, goes back to serve. She's been something of a serve specialist as well as the second setter for the Thrill so far this season. She targets Adora Anai on serve receive. Now tees up Oblad. Abercrombie finds the back corner. And Orlando is on the doorstep with a couple handfuls of set points.
It was a good block touch by Natalie Foster, middle for the Valkyries, to slow down that attack, allowing the ball to be recycled up. And then Brittany Abercrombie, I mean, she is almost unstoppable.
And Foster goes back to serve. Graham on the run, lays out. Maddox attacks from the back row. Abercrombie, that is so smart. And Orlando races away with the first set.
Brittany Abercrombie already has 8 kills, hitting over 700 in this first set alone. Those are incredible numbers from her.
An incredible start for Orlando as a team. They win set 1 by 10 here at Edition Financial Arena. We'll be back for set number 2 after these messages.
Fisher's Event Center in Indiana will play host to the inaugural PVF All-Star Match, February 22nd. Tickets are on sale now at provolleyball.com or scan the QR code for instant access.
We got it next. That's how you finesse. We come for that next. Beautiful backswing. Balls blocked straight down. What a rocket out of the back. Now they calling my phone, yeah, but I'm all in my zone. They not a threat. Tell them reset.
She is absolutely white hot. And a nice block on the outside.
Did it all on my own, yeah. Went and brought it back home.
What a final rally.
From club or high school courts to championship arenas, Spalding has been the trusted partner of volleyball players for generations. Our team of dedicated professionals isn't just about selling equipment, we're about supporting your journey. Spalding offers a comprehensive range of high-performance systems, nets, and accessories meticulously crafted for every skill level, budget, and playing style. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, Spalding's knowledgeable staff will guide you, equip you, and cheer you on every step of the way.
Back here in Orlando, the Valkyries winning set one 25-15 over the visiting Vegas Thrill. It is now the Thrill operating on the left side of your screen, the Valkyries on the right. And Charity Looper gets us underway. What a swing that was out of the gates for Orlando. The youngster Natalie Foster getting things started in grand style in set two. Madison picking up where Orlando left off, hitting 481 in set one.
Exactly, and what Orlando is doing really well is controlling their first ball contact, really clean passes, and then putting their offense in great positions to score.
Great work there defensively by Yosia. Over the back by Stout. Foster with another big swing, kept up by DeFalco. And that swing hunting the sideline by Maddox does not catch hands. Point to Orlando.
Just a few too many hitting errors for Vegas. The Valkyries have played more consistently in the first set and so far in this second set, and that's kind of the point disparity.
Now reversing the flow, Hannah dug by Yosia. Foster just bats that ball down that was on top of the net. Anai in transition off speed. Maddox rejected, and Glass Childress just bats it over. Anai once again with the tip. Hannah, anything but. What great defense by Goodpard. Orlando has to send the free ball over though. Maddox makes up for the miss with a strong cross-court swing.
Someone had to get it done. That was a really fun play. Both teams' defenses laying out for the ball. I do also want to point out the out-of-system setting is really good. Great placement by both teams during that rally.
Fourth kill of the match for Hannah Maddox, who had 39 combined in Vegas's two prior meetings with Orlando this season. And we've got a challenge coming from Orlando.
Orlando is challenging a block touch.
And that ball was clearly out. And again, a reminder that you cannot challenge whether a ball was in or out. So Bolt 6 showing us momentarily, yeah, the ball was out. So it's the right call on the floor with regards to that. Orlando, though, thinks somebody in a Vegas uni got a piece of that ball on its way. And so that is what the crux of Amy Pauley's first challenge of the match is. Worth mentioning, Las Vegas did use and lose a challenge in set one. You get 2 per set, so they are back at their full complement here as we get set 2 underway. You get 7 seconds to initiate a challenge in the Pro Volleyball Federation, so you've got to be convinced and you got to get to that monitor quickly, and that includes mid-rally challenges. So if this rally continued, you would have had to make a judgment call to blow it dead. The rally ended anyway, so it was a little easier for Amy Pauley to make that decision, and it was the right one. That absolutely was a block touch. Point goes to the Valkyries. They lead 3-1. Out of the middle, Oblad. Opportunity here for Vegas. To the backside, Hannah, and that is such a good decision by Alicia Glass-Childress. Got Orlando scrambling. You had an open net for Hannah, and you just let the youngster eat.
And that's one of your goals as a setter. Put your hitters in good positions to score. Create a one-on-one kind of situation by running a balanced offense and having good discernment. Alicia Glass-Childress is fantastic.
What impresses you most about Alicia Glass-Childress' game?
I think her consistency, her placement of the ball, I mean, I could probably name a million skills. She has been really good for a very long time. She's a winner through and through. She's a natural leader on the court. You can see after every rally, she is going in, she is coaching up her team. She's a true leader. And then not to mention, she has all of the intangibles.
Yeah, she certainly does. And when you speak of intangibles, Courtney Schwann, a player that embodies a lot of that for Orlando. We don't often see her get on top of balls, but that was a good sight there. Oblad put that ball down in a hurry, beat her fellow middle, Natalie Foster.
And that's one of the areas of the Thrills game that wasn't as present in their last match against Columbus. They were on a 4-match win streak, but then they didn't run their middles that much against Columbus. And so I like that they're running them earlier and often through Berkeley Oblad.
Oblad, who doesn't take a ton of swings, but does find a way to put down a good number of the ones she does take, has been impressive so far, to your point, Madison. Orlando sides out and increases the lead back to 2. Circling back to Oblad for a second. 3 kills on 5 swings, hitting 600. Looper kept up with one hand by Abercrombie. That is tight. And Schwann ran out of room. That's out of play.
The last time these two teams played, last thing on Berkeley Oblad, she had 4 kills, so they didn't run through her as much. I love the decision to push through her often because the Valkyries weren't as used to seeing her last time they played. She didn't get as many swings.
Just giving Orlando a little bit of a different look, which is so incredibly important when you play a team 4 times at least in a season, not including a perhaps playoff matchup. Kaz Brown getting back into the scorers column. Have not called her name very often, and that'll certainly be a name that would be fun to mention a few more times.
1 kill on 2 swings, hitting 500, so she has taken advantage of the sets that she's gotten.
Looper put that ball down, and Charity Looper, what an impressive career. Started at UCLA, last couple of years at Louisville, a national runner-up to Cameron Hanna and the Penn State Nittany Lions in the national championship match. Speaking of a player who knows a thing or two about winning natties, Alicia Glass-Childress herself, a 3-time national champion at Penn State back when she played her college volleyball. A decorated pro career, national team member, back to serve. And that was a 1 joust by Vegas. Cameron Hanna, the victor.
And sometimes it's just about who contacts the ball last. And there you see she had the last touch on it, pushing it over to the Valkyrie side.
Brown puts it down. And Kaz Brown, Madison, it feels like she is gaining momentum, particularly on the block. And we've seen some offensive performances that indicate as much as well. If she can get going here in set 2, that could really change things for Orlando.
She can most definitely take over a game. We saw it all the time last season.
That is tight to the net, and a double contact is going to be called against Alicia Glass-Childress. As good as she is, and she set the PVF record for 72 assists in a match earlier this season, you're still prone to the occasional double contact. She wove back to her bench saying, yep, that's on me. Quickly to Looper. What a swing that was. What a set that was.
Nice tempo set. Charity Looper is fast. She's a little bit more undersized, so she uses her speed to her advantage to get up and over the block before the block can be up and pressed.
I was going to say it's vital, considering her size, to take advantage of that speed. Foster out of the middle. And that will sail well over the back. That is stout, number 5 for Vegas. The first pick in the 4th round of the collegiate draft this season. Played at Wichita State. I mentioned her success against Orlando. Came into this match with 36 kills on the season, did Stout, 17 of which came against Orlando alone. Service error in response by the Valkyries. A tight second set. Orlando leading it 9-8. Stout, who I mentioned her body of work against largely Orlando this season, will go back to serve. Quick set to Natalie Foster. Turned back by the block. Here's Anai. And Anai finds those angles. She is as good at hitting those angles as just about anybody I've seen, Nancy.
So the block has a difficult time knowing where to set up on her because the block is there and closed, but Adora Anai just drops that thumb and goes very sharp.
So off that cut shot now, Anai goes back to serve. Low and flat to the tape. Maddox, that is out. You might have heard Nani Yosia calling it out. She lays off. That is an attack error, and just like that, The lead is opened up to 3, but perhaps did that catch a hand up at the net?
Vegas is challenging a block touch.
Ramon Hernandez-Cruz thinks as much. And so for the second straight set, relatively early on in each respective set, he goes to the monitor and initiates a challenge.
His team seemed pretty confident after that swing that there was a touch, and that was a quick challenge. They were correct, so they get rewarded the challenge back, which is one of my favorite parts about the challenge system. Look how high Hannah Maddox gets up. That is incredible. Her shoulders are above the net.
And as you can see, they're clearly both confirming that that caught a finger on the left hand of Natalie Foster. Last year, the reviews averaged around 30 seconds per. And this year, the last update we had down into the low 20s. Just incredible stuff. Abercrombie on the attack. And there's Brittany Abercrombie going back to work offensively after an incredible first set.
Her efficiency from that right side is so impressive. She's first in the league in kills. Her efficiency is up there as well. She has every shot, every swing in the book. We're going to see her paint every area of the court. Right there going for a high, flat swing over the top of the block and a little too deep for the defender to get it up.
Mads, how difficult is it for an opposite to score at the clip that she does and, as you mentioned, as efficiently as she does?
I mean, it's so impressive what she's able to do from the back row and the front row. It definitely helps that she's a lefty. Oh, she almost had that. Nice up by Glass Childress.
Great defense once again by Orlando, manning the net well. And Schwann's heady tip pays off in a kill.
Very rarely do you see a tip with two hands go down like that, but Schwann knows how to mix it up. She's very smart. She's got a great volleyball mind, a ton of range, but really her discernment on seeing that and knowing when to go to it is really impressive.
Curious who gets more steps in at the arena. These players certainly put in an honest night's work, but Conrad, the Towel King here in Orlando, he is all over the floor. Hannah launching from the back row. What a save there by an eye. Maddox. Good part, reverses the flow, and Abercrombie again. Shampoo to Abercrombie, rinse, lather, repeat, and stop it if you can.
Brittany Abercrombie, 10 kills, hitting over 600, 1 block, 3 digs. If the Thrill is going to win this match or this set, they're going to need to get hands on that. They're going to need to slow her down.
And with that swing by Brittany Abercrombie, now a 4-point lead for Orlando as we approach the midway point here in set 2. It's worth mentioning that a season ago, Orlando had a 4-8 record here at Edition Financial Arena. Madison, they already have 4 wins here this season. Tonight would be their 5th. They'd perhaps go 5-1 if they can fortify this 1-set lead and continue to build upon it.
This is a Valkyries team that is clicking at the right time. It took them a second to get going. Now their chemistry is rock solid. Their defense, like I said before, has caught up to their offense, and they're playing their best volleyball right now.
On the flip side, this is a Vegas team that has not lost much. In fact, the loss at Columbus was just their 3rd of the season. And when you get teams with these talent levels on either side of the net and you pair them against each other, no surprise, we've got 9 All-Stars here tonight, Mads.
I am so excited for the All-Star game. You've got to tune in. CBS on Saturday. It's going to be so much fun. We cannot wait. It's going to be the best of the best in the Pro Volleyball Federation facing off against each other, and it's on national TV for the first time ever.
Some of the names that we have been spitting out time and time again tonight that are going to make the trip to Fishers, Indiana to play for either Team Shondell or Team Collier. Cameron Hanna, Hannah Maddox, Alicia Childress, Berkeley Oblad for Las Vegas. Charity Looper, a late ad. All their best wishes go to Lecator member Mena, who is out with injury, who plays some great volley for the Indy Ignite. She won't be able to play in the All-Star match in her home arena, so Charity Looper, a very worthy sub Meanwhile, for Orlando, Adora Anai, Kaz Brown, Brittany Abercrombie, and Shampoo Goodpart.
It's going to be a fun one. Courtney Schwann right there. First of all, wonderful dig by Shampoo. So strong defensively. Nice out-of-system set, a little tight, but Courtney Schwann has so much court vision and is so crafty as an attacker.
That first ball pulled Glass Childress off the net. And you're in for a long night at the office if you can't run that ball up to the net.
Absolutely, and you'll see here, there are 3 blockers up. It's called a triple block. Kaz Brown is so invasive. She was up and pressed at the right time. It's difficult to get a swing past that block.
Boy, that felt and looked like that might have been close. It's long, nonetheless. But the bite on that serve is just something else. Midway in the air, it looked like it had no chance, and it ended up looking closer than it looked like it would be. Schwann off speed, picked up by Hannah. Looper. Off the block. Abercrombie bounces it off the top of the block, and when it's your night, it is your night. And Abercrombie just continues to deal off the right. With that, just like in set 1, Orlando leads midway in set 2, 16-10 over the Thrill. We'll step aside and rejoin the action after this. Welcome back to Orlando, Florida. The Valkyries up 1-0 over Las Vegas, leading set 2 16-10. Off the back set to Oblad. That is a timely side out by the Thrill.
That's Berkeley Oblad's second kill of this set, hitting well over 300. I like that they're running her in front and in behind as well.
Speaking of behind, over the back with one hand, ladies and gentlemen, Shampoo Goodpart.
We've seen Shampoo make some incredible digs. We've seen her dish out a very balanced offense, and then here, making herself an offensive weapon, catching the Thrill off guard.
Net violation against Las Vegas. You got to go up there and fight for that loose ball. You just can't run into the net to do it.
The service pressure from the Valkyries is a big highlight of their match so far.
And Courtney Schwann, who we've seen do some good things in the front row, but is oh so good in the back. Goes back to serve once more. Yosia had the wheels and laid out for it, but just ran out of room. A half step behind. A side out for Las Vegas. Alicia Glass-Childress goes back to serve. 3 attackers now up at the net for the Thrill. That could loom large here. You feel like if there's a run, Madison, it has to be here. Brown will lobby for a touch call, and she will get it from Brianna Spain.
Some of the players on the Thrill side are saying no, 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 so it looks like there's going to be a challenge. Challenging no touch, no doubt.
Mads, I think we have gone all season to this point and maybe had 2 or 3
Vegas
combined
is
challenges in our
challenging no
matches, and I
block
think
touch.
we're at 3 or 4 now in this one alone.
There's been some close calls. I
It's
mean, both
been
teams
close.
are really going for it.
And the Thriller correct, no block touch. That'll go down as an attack error by Kaz Brown, and that is a pivotal sequence. You're not only taking a point away from Orlando, you are also giving it to Las Vegas. That's a 2-point swing, and it's down to 5. Anai. Maddox.
Beautiful swing by Hannah Maddox, avoiding the hands of the block so well, running her through the middle back, and then it's that quick snap on the ball.
7th kill for Maddox. And more than 7, to say the least, for Brittany Abercrombie. Front row, back row, good luck stopping that. To be exact, that is kill number 12 for number 6 in that teal.
There are so many weapons on the court for the Valkyries right now. When Brittany Abercrombie is in that right back position, she can run through so many attackers.
Boy, Stout got jammed up there on serve receive. And you got to play that ball.
It's tough. As the setter, she is screaming, help, help, someone come in and take it. Not sure if anyone heard her or if they thought she was going to continue going, but that is an error that usually doesn't happen.
Las Vegas will gladly take it. They trim the lead to 4. Shampoo backing up, pin-to-pin set to Anai. Turned back by the block for a second time. Out of system, Abercrombie. The block drops in over the back of Natalie Foster's head. And Amy Pauley has seen enough. Timeout, Orlando.
Good play by Morgan Stout, moving really quickly side to side, closing the blocks, getting good block touches, and then finishing that play with a nice solid press.
So, Mads, I mentioned it. It felt like if there was going to be a run for Vegas, it had to happen right there. And so far, so good for the Thrill.
And it starts with service pressure. They're going back to the service line. They're not committing as many errors. They're giving a nice flat float serve, making it difficult for the Valkyries to set up their offense a little bit better. And also, the Valkyries are not hitting as efficiently in transition. Whenever they got the ball back earlier in the set, they were putting it away. But the Thrill has really amped up their defensive pressure and haven't allowed that.
The Valks have led by as many as 6 at a couple of different points here in set number 2. And the Thrill have gone on a run to trim that lead in half. (19-16) Orlando. The Valkyries approaching the red zone here at Edition Financial Arena. And for those who are newer to volleyball, the red zone, it's terminology that you hear more and more often nowadays. Didn't hear it as often a few years ago. But a lot of coaches use it to describe point 20 to point 25 in a set. The final, perhaps 5 points. We can go beyond 25 if you're not leading by 2 when you get there. But that is what, if you hear the red zone and you're scratching your head and wondering what the heck is the red zone in volleyball, that's it. And Orlando's on the doorstep. Anai put that ball down in a hurry. What a swing by Adora Anai Madison. Even when it looks like she's off balance, it doesn't really seem to matter.
And she knew she needed a quick arm swing to cut that ball off before it went over her head. Also, Morgan Stout, middle for the Thrill, jumped with Natalie Foster, so wasn't able to get there and get closed.
Oh, good pass here by Vegas. When you can run your offense and you've got all your options open, reversing the flow to Cameron Hanna just makes sense.
Cameron Hanna is on a hot streak right now. The past 4 matches, she's gone 16 kills, 10, 11, and 14. So double-digit kills in the past 4 matches.
I mentioned that Hanna won a national championship with Penn State, started her career at Clemson. Good defense there by Vegas. Great work there by Looper. The Thrill stay in the rally. It's a free ball, though, for Orlando. Abercrombie tips it over the top of the block and down.
Charity Looper, first of all, her defense is just as solid as her offense. She is so quick twitch back there. She makes incredible saves. But Brittany Abercrombie just too smart, coming in with a fast approach, facing that angle, looking like she's going to drive it deep, and then all it takes is a little finesse shot to the open court. She does that so well. She mixes up her offense like a pro, which she is.
You know, I laugh a little bit because last year when Jill Gillen was here in Orlando, Gillen, who obviously Madison 5'7", she was joking and she told us, she said, if you're going to be a 5' something, anything outside hitter, you better be good in the back row too.
I love that that's true.
Maddox hammered that set off the block. What a set and what a swing by number 11.
It's all that power that she brings. The block was up and set, but she can drive it through with that fast arm swing and power behind her approach. You know, Hannah Maddox is having a standout season. She had a wonderful one last season, but this one, she's top 5 in points in the league, 4th in aces with 129 kills on the season, so she's been superb.
Yeah, top 5 in kills per set, top 10 in kills. You mentioned being top 5 in points. Had a career high 22 kills in the Thrill's last match here at Edition Financial Arena. Dub sub for the Thrill. Carly Graham in to serve, and that is a service ace for Graham.
That came at a wonderful time, and you know it feels good to ace one of your ex-teammates, but very solid serve. From that right position where she's serving, cross court, just died a little bit too on the outside of Adora Nye, who couldn't get her platform angled into the court enough.
That's the second time we've seen Graham go back and try to snipe the sideline, that time to great success. Lead down to 2. An eye on first contact, good transition work there by Natalie Foster, who goes to work offensively and records the kill.
And one of the impressive things about Shampoo and Natalie Foster's connection is that even when they're not perfectly on the net, even when Shampoo isn't right there, she's going to push the pace, push the tempo, even 5-10 feet off the net.
Orlando reestablishes a 3-point lead. Foster crossed up. And that's one of those things. You see the great potential. You see the ace ability for Foster as somebody who's relatively new to serving. You're going to get crossed up from time to time while you're still figuring things out. Amy Pauley said, we trust her. We're going to give her the green light to air. Maddox back to serve. And Courtney Schwann, you can see the confidence growing in her offensively this season.
Most definitely. And you know what else gives you confidence? A one-on-one situation. Berkeley Oblad not there. She's jumping with Kaz Brown. She's not there to close the block. And Courtney Schwann can just drive it cross court with all the space in the world.
The kills coming with more frequent succession for Courtney Schwann over the past handful of matches while Orlando has been on a heater. Boy, that ball was hovering above the tape, and it was put down by Vegas.
I think that she forgot that she was back row.
Yep.
She looked a little confused afterwards. There's a chance she forgot that she just served.
Sometimes it just happens like that. Set points for Orlando. Willow Johnson on the attack. Yosia bodied it. And Adora and I couldn't track it down.
If you're the Valkyries, you shake that off. You know you need one side out. It's a side out game now, so in-system pass and get the job done.
The Valkyries there for that rotation had worked the dub sub, so Lydia Grote checks back out. Shampoo Goodpard back into the front row now for Orlando. And that is how set 2 comes to an end off a service error by the Thrill. Orlando heads to the locker room up 2-0 and still on a heater, Madison.
You know, before this match, Coach Hernandez Cruz told us Orlando's playing a very efficient kind of volleyball. They don't make many mistakes. So the key is going to have to be consistency on Vegas's part. And so far, the Valkyries have just been more consistent.
They certainly have. So with plenty of momentum, the Valks head to the locker room up 2-0 over the Thrill. Intermission coming your way from Edition Financial next.
NCAA women's volleyball has never been more electrifying. The action is non-stop. The energy is explosive. Experience the intensity live. Sign up for pre-sale news and more at ncaa.com/volleyball.
Fisher's Event Center in Indiana will play host to the inaugural PVF All-Star Match, February 22nd. Tickets are on sale now at provolleyball.com or scan the QR code for instant access.
We got it next. That's how you finesse. We come for they next.
Beautiful backswing. Ball is blocked straight down. What a rocket out of the back.
Now they calling my phone, yeah, but I'm all in my zone. They not good. Tell them reset.
She is absolutely white hot. And a nice block on the
Yeah,
outside.
all on my own, yeah. Went and brought it back
What a
home.
final rally.
From club or high school courts to championship arenas, Spalding has been the trusted partner of volleyball players for generations. Our team of dedicated professionals isn't just about selling equipment, we're about supporting your journey. Spalding offers a comprehensive range of high-performance systems, nets, and accessories meticulously crafted for every skill level, budget, and playing style. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, Spalding's knowledgeable staff will guide you, equip you, and cheer you on every step of the way.
When I hear it coming up like that, I just know that things are gonna end bad. La 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 la, I'll just keep dropping it, like there's no stopping it. Then walk with it. La 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 la, I'll just keep dropping it, like there's no stopping it. Then walk with it. La 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 la.
Pro Volleyball Federation Season 2. Tickets available now.
We got it next. That's how you finesse. We come for they next.
Beautiful backswing. Ball is blocked straight down. What a rocket out of the back.
Now they calling my phone, yeah, but I'm all in my zone. They not good. Tell them reset.
She is absolutely white hot. And a nice block on the
Yeah,
outside.
all on my own, yeah. Went and brought it back
What a
home.
final rally.
From club or high school courts to championship arenas, Spalding has been the trusted partner of volleyball players for generations. Our team of dedicated professionals isn't just about selling equipment, we're about supporting your journey. Spalding offers a comprehensive range of high-performance systems, nets, and accessories meticulously crafted for every skill level, budget, and playing style. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, Spalding's knowledgeable staff will guide you, equip you, and cheer you on every step of the way.
NCAA women's volleyball has never been more electrifying. The action is non-stop. The energy is explosive. Experience the intensity live. Sign up for pre-sale news and more at ncaa.com/volleyball.
Too many errors leading the charge for the Valkyries in efficiency. It's got to be Brittany Abercrombie hitting 571 with 13 kills. But let's take a look at some highlights. We got Shampoo dishing it out to who I just mentioned, Brittany Abercrombie. So incredibly talented with her shot selection, knows exactly when to take something off of it, has really good court vision. Adora Nye doing her part. One of my favorite things about Adora Nye's swing is that crunch at the end of her attack, putting all of her weight into that swing. So powerful. Hannah Maddox leading her team in kills with all the range. And Natalie Foster with that fast arm swing, she is so difficult to stop. And that's why she's first in the league in hitting efficiency.
And Courtney Schwann, as we mentioned a couple of times tonight, so solid in the back row, heating up offensively. And Madison, when you're an Orlando team that has a plethora of weapons, including the likes of Kaz Brown, who we've barely mentioned tonight, when you add Schwann into the mix, gracious, how do you stop Orlando?
I mean, they are so balanced defensively. You have to be disciplined on the block. You cannot break early because you have no idea who Shampoo is going to set. So you have to be very technically sound, very disciplined. And it looks like as the teams are coming back on the court, the Thrill has mixed up their lineup a little bit. I think that was a smart decision because they need offensive production from someone else.
Lane Van Buskirk will be on the floor to start off this third set for Las Vegas. Lauren Jardine will be off the right side for the Thrill as well. Mary Schroll will start things off as their libero. Grace Loberg will also be on the floor to start things off for the Thrill here in set number 3. So, yeah, trying to crack a new combination, figure things out. Ramon Monchito Hernandez Cruz going to see what some of the other players who are on his bench can do. Maddox. And an eye. Both teams feeding the pin early here in set 3. Another set for Maddox out of system. No touch by the Valks, point to Orlando. And I think it's worth mentioning, too, that Coach Hernandez Cruz told us before the match, Madison, that he's got a roster of 18 players, 14 that are active, 3 on the practice squad, 1 on IR. And he says he and his staff feel confident that any of the 18 can check in, maybe aside from the one that's hurt, but can check in and be instant contributors without question.
And that's a testament to how they assembled this team. All of that depth, all of that experience. He basically mixed up the whole lineup and put a new team out there. That's the advantages of assembling a team that you're really proud of, and he should be.
Yeah, quality depth is the word he used a couple of times to describe this Vegas team. We're seeing it on full display here in the third. That's a service error by Maddox. Worth mentioning, too, as we stick with the Thrill for a second, they are the only team in the Pro Volleyball Federation that has not dropped back-to-back matches. When you only lose 3 so far in the season, there's only limited opportunities to drop those in there, but they have bounced back every single time. If they're going to do it tonight, they're going to have to do it the long way in a reverse sweep. Jardine turned back twice. Loberg takes a rip off the left, excuse me. Scholl sets the out of system. Jardine caught a piece of the block. How many quality block touches is Orlando gonna get? Point goes to Vegas, who tried everything they could offensively. They benefit from an attack error, but man, Orlando is impressive manning the net, Madison.
They have slowed down a majority of these attacks with their block touches.
That's a strong block touch, meanwhile, for Vegas, straight down by Loberg.
That's the best block touch you could possibly do, just straight down. Not technically called a block touch, don't come for me. That's just a block. Put it on their stat line.
No, we were definitely joking when we said it that way. And technically the ball was touched. That's tight. Good cover by an eye. Cross court, Schwann found the sideline. That is all effort on defense. What a stretch by number 14.
First of all, I think that was done on purpose by Brittany Abercrombie. Sometimes you tip it into the block, you shove it into the block to recycle it back. So nice heads up play by Adora, a nice staying alert and getting that. And then Courtney Schwann, her middle name should be Crafty.
Agree with you on that one. Service error by the Valks. Natalie Foster has had a couple of those, also has had an ace so far tonight. She heads to the bench. Jardine back to serve. An eye on first contact. Schwann on the attack. One-handed dig there by Loberg. Loberg in transition. Found the back corner.
Loberg doing a little bit of everything in that play. Nice up with her one arm, and then, like you said, you have to transition off the net quickly in order to have your full approach in front of you. So she did a lot of work in between those two ball touches.
Loberg hasn't played a ton this season, 13 sets coming into this match, but has hit 238 on nearly 2 kills per set. 17 of her kills this season came against Omaha. She had 25 before tonight. Good first ball contact there by Vegas. Childress sets the slide, and Oblad puts it down.
We're seeing a pickup in pace by the Vegas Thrill. They're controlling their first ball contact well, getting it to Glass Childress, who's spreading out the ball nicely, and they've been a lot more efficient to the start of this set.
6-4 Vegas early here in set 3. Oblad off the block. Shampoo pulled out on first contact. And off speed once again is enough for Brittany Abercrombie. She's dropped the hammer plenty of times tonight, but some of her most effective shots, Madison, have looked like this.
And that was almost all she could do, but she put it in the right spot. That set a little low, but she got her feet there. She's very fast and then has wonderful court vision.
What a stretch by Schroll. Brown off one foot, missed the sideline.
I'm a big fan of Mary Schroll. I got to call one of Arizona State's games this past season, and she is incredible. Big 12 Libero of the Year last season. There's no question why. She was digging everything up. Her numbers were incredible.
Coming off a season-high 12 digs in the Thrills' last match at Columbus. In fact, Mary Schroll, number 10 in white, who's set to check back onto the floor here for the Thrill. As Brown will head back to serve, Orlando trails by 1. Lane Van Buskirk, the product out of Pitt, and the Canadian national off one foot puts that ball down on the slide.
Lane Van Buskirk brings more experience to this position, more so than Morgan Stout. Nice swing by her, taking advantage of the open block.
Glass Childress serves into the net. And that'll send Shampoo Goodbard, the setter for Orlando, back to serve. How about these two veteran setters who have a wealth of international and professional experience? It is Childress sending the ball over. Abercrombie off the block. Good block touch there by Vegas. Recycled off the block by Jardine. Maddox caught hands and out.
This is a better looking Thrill team in this third set. Wonderful block touches. Hannah Maddox is doing work in transition, making those block touches, getting off the net. And then right there, she swings so high off of the top of the fingertips.
9th kill for Maddox, who is approaching becoming the first Vegas player tonight in double figures. Abercrombie has already gotten there and then some, and that is another kill for number 6 in that teal color for Orlando.
Love that camera angle for that shot. You can just see how high she gets and then how quickly she snaps on the ball. Even though the block was closed, she's pushing it through with all that power and that left hand.
15th kill on 25 swings, only one error, hitting nearly 600. Whoa, look at Jardine shredding off the right.
That was the epitome of a tempo set in a back set, no less. That is not an easy set to commit, but Glass Childress, the perfect tempo and placement. Jardine ate that up.
Out of the middle, Foster puts it down in front of Hannah Maddox.
Watch Natalie Foster on that one set. She just swings so high. She's about a foot over Berkeley Oblad from that perspective, over her and down.
And now she goes back to serve. Off balance, Glass Childress set Loberg, and the block was ready for the Valks.
That's the best kind of block, when there's no chance for anyone to cover that straight down. It's all about the press. And Kaz Brown has all of that press. She's so invasive over that, reaching onto the other side.
Fourth block of the match for the Valkyries. Jardine will want a touch call, but Orlando got the hands down in time. And just like that, the Valks have taken the lead. Must win third set for Las Vegas. First to 25, win by 2. And in Orlando's case, if they are the one to do that, they will win the match. And that is a service ace for guess who?
Natalie Foster leading the league in aces. I mean, that ball moves so much from the time that it touches her hand to the time that it's back on the service line. She just aced Mary Schroll. It is very difficult to ace a libero, but Natalie Foster's serve can do that.
What do you make of this timeout here by Ramon Hernandez-Cruz? I like it from two perspectives. One, you've done a lot of good things in this set, and the momentum is starting to turn. You gotta pause it. You gotta slow it down somehow. And speaking of slowing down, you've got to slow down Natalie Foster at the service line. Make her think if you ice her, great.
It's a double whammy, and I bet that was exactly his mindset on that. You have to stop the momentum. When the Valkyries heat up, which they have been in the past 2 sets, their block really comes alive. Their offense becomes more efficient. So you have to do whatever you can to cut off the momentum now, including that serve.
In the air,
in the categories, Vegas Thrill is hitting more efficiently. They're hitting 105. They're holding the Valkyries to a 0.
Every save, every ounce of sweat is a declaration saying
this set.
We don't fit
at
into
this point in
anyone's
time,
box
definitely call the timeout, break up that
big
momentum.
for it.
Try to get back into your offense and see if you can dictate some of these rallies the way you were early in this set. Kaz Brown, Natalie Foster already back onto the floor. Orlando, Vegas already has their full complement on the floor as Adora Hanana makes her way onto the playing surface as well for Orlando. It'll be Foster back to serve once more. 2 aces in her pocket already tonight, leading by 2 in the third. And that is best case scenario if you're Las Vegas.
And the reason why the icing sometimes works is because when you're serving and you get an ace and you're serving aggressively, you're in the flow state. You know exactly what's working, and it's just muscle mechanics. But when you call the timeout, it forces you to think about it and take a second.
Or scan the QR code for instant access.
Nice swing there by Schwann.
I mentioned it before, but the last time these two teams met, Courtney Schwann only recorded 3 kills. She is outplaying that by far, and that maybe was a weak spot in the past 2 losses, but not tonight.
7th kill in fact for Schwann, who's hitting 400 in this match. And that is an ace for Abercrombie, who's done a little of everything tonight.
That was good placement by Abercrombie. They're going at Berkeley Oglad, who
Pro Volleyball
actually has been
Federation
passing rather well
Season
from
2.
that position. They've been
Tickets
targeting her,
available
that
now.
short serve. But right there, that ball caught her a little high. It floated more deep than she thought it would.
Substitution for Las Vegas. Jardine out, Willow Johnson in. Maddox jammed up on serve receive. Schwann, another kill for Courtney Schwann. That's number 8.
Good defense by the Valkyries, keeping that ball alive. And then Shampoo does such a wonderful job at getting her feet there, getting her hips around the ball, and then placing that ball perfectly.
And another substitution coming for Las Vegas. Maddox out, Mayfield in. Allison Mayfield, the veteran, most recently played for the Omaha Supernovas. Now a member of the Thrill, Glass Childress shoves it over on the joust. Schwann, that is 3 kills in a row for Courtney Schwann.
As another testament to Shampoo's setting decisions, Courtney Schwann is finding gaps in the block. She's finding holes in their defense, so keep setting the hot hands. Well done.
It wasn't long ago that Vegas looked like they might have been in control of this set. In the blink of an eye, everything changes. The Valks lead by 5, midway through set 3.
Federation Season 2. Tickets available now.
Fisher's Event Center in Indiana will play host to the inaugural PVF All-Star Match, February 22nd. Tickets are on sale now at provolleyball.com or scan the QR code for instant access.
When I hear it coming up like that, I just know that things are gonna end bad. La da 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 da, I'll just keep dropping it, like there's no stopping it. Then walk with it. La da 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 da, I'll just keep dropping it, like there's no stopping it. Then walk with it. La da 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 da.
Pro Volleyball Federation Season 2.
Where Orlando is looking to go 8-4 on the strength of maybe 6 consecutive wins. Collision on the floor, though, and that... I'm only laughing because Shampoo is rolling around laughing while in pain.
Oh, thank goodness. I couldn't tell if that was laughing or crying, but it seems like most people are giggling.
Yes. That is the concern at the moment for Orlando after the collision. We'll take a look at what happened.
A little two-hand punch in the face. Right underneath the eye. And the fear here is concussion.
And you see the members of the Valkyries training staff out there assessing Shampoo, who continues to laugh. Amy Pauley clutching her chest and laughing as she turns to Brianna Spain. Everything appears to be all right. Shampoo might have a shiner after this one.
It's very rare that you get punched in the eye when you're playing volleyball. I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
She might have a story to tell when she gets up to the All-Star match. But that is a good sight to see. And for Orlando, Hannah Pukas not available. She is on IR. They actually activated Erin Olson, who longtime UCF Knight, ran the offense at UCF and was their technical director here for the Valkyries as recently as a season ago. Also a member of the UCF staff as it currently stands. And so she was local. She was free for a couple of weeks. And so, you know what? They were going to go with her in an emergency situation. We almost saw Erin Olson tonight. And no offense to Erin Olson, but it's great to see one of the best setters in the world is okay. Oblad on the slide.
Oblad has been really effective off of 1 foot. She swings on that set just as confidently as she does in front. In this third set, that's her second kill, but she's hitting 667, so I would think run through her a little bit more.
Yeah, go ahead and keep feeding her. Why not? Loberg serve over the back. 5-point lead still for Orlando.
At this point in the game, you cannot afford any more missed serves. Being down by 5, trying to claw your way back against a team with all of the momentum, you've got to clean that up.
Mayfield, what a swing that was. Oblad teeing off the slide. An eye crashes into the scorer's table. Good first ball, and Mayfield the beneficiary.
I love that swing from Mayfield. You can hear the pop on the ball when she contacts it just from where we're sitting. It's really loud. I like the decision to go down the line there. She got dug in the cross court, so on that swing, she dropped her pinkies, a crossbody swing, so she finished to her left hip. Beautiful execution.
One of the most prolific hitters in Kansas volleyball history, who's had a pro career that has taken her to France, Switzerland, Finland, Peru, Greece, Hungary, and of course to Omaha this past season. Orlando re-extends the lead to 5. Kaz Brown back to serve. That's a service error.
The Thrill's going to need to go on a run here, and it works out that Glass Childress is now in the back row, so they have 3 attackers in the front row. If there's ever a time, it's now.
Yeah. Las Vegas was in a very similar situation in set 2 and reeled off several points in a row when they trailed by 6, now trailing by 4. If you can get a similar spurt, that's great, but well, Natalie Foster has no ideas of that happening. No plans at all.
And the block is just not there. They're not lined up on her. They're not pressing. She's got all the room in the world to swing down the line.
Vegas, who, when you look at the stat sheet, one of the better blocking teams in the Pro Volleyball Federation, coming into this match nearly 2.5%, which is top 3, in fact, in the PVF. It's been Orlando who has had their way at the net, though, so far tonight. Mayfield drops it in. That's Schwann on first contact. Abercrombie's off speed, turned back. An eye dug up by Mayfield. Glass Childress pulled back beyond the 3-meter line, and again, you just cannot run an offense regularly from back there, and it just feels like she has been at that 3-meter line entirely too often.
Exactly. They're not pushing their passes up, and on that one, the set just drifted a little too far outside. Loberg wasn't able to cut it off in time. She was a little off-balanced.
4-point lead. Willow Johnson off the right. Willow Johnson, who started the season off as one of the starters in the opposite. Her and Lauren Jardine both, until Cameron Hanna came on strong with an important swing there. Here's Loberg off the block. Abercrombie with another kill.
It's a beautiful out-of-system set by Adora Nye over her shoulder. She makes everything look so casual, so it's really fun to watch, but nice placement by her. With Brittany Abercrombie on that right side as a lefty, she doesn't have to wait for the ball to cross over her body. She can just snap on it really fast.
Adora Nye, you mentioned how casual she makes it look. She's actually had as many as 7 assists in a match this season. Schwann. Johnson. And Shampoo could not get a read on that ball. Couple of contacts by Orlando, and Shampoo got spun around on it.
Some similarities between Willow Johnson and Brittany Abercrombie. Both opposites, both lefties, and both 6'3" with a really high reach.
And Willow Johnson, who comes from an athletic background, her dad, Randy, one of the best in the MLB, a 10-time MLB All-Star, 5-time Cy Young Award winner, a World Series champ, an MVP, first ballot Hall of Famer, the big unit. And Orlando has been functioning as quite the unit of their own, re-extending the lead to 5. And Courtney Schwann's offense here in set number 3 has been a real highlight.
5 kills, hitting almost 700. Very impressive.
Misconnection. Brown. Oblad into the net. And you can feel it starting to snowball here for Las Vegas. Worth mentioning once again, the Thriller, the only team that Orlando has not yet taken a match from this season. And they are 2 points away from changing that. Loberg. Schwann played up and over by Johnson, and that was smart volleyball by Kaz Brown. Put it right back down for match point.
And that's just one of those plays that you can't really afford if you're the Thrill. An overpass like that, that one you really want to be controlled on your side of the net. But the Valkyries just playing cleaner, more consistent volleyball. It has been impressive, though, on the Thrill side, seeing the depth that this team has. That's very impressive. They have a bright future, and they're still in it for number 1.
We do get to see Aaron Olsen off the dub sub into serve. That was a good serve at that by Olsen. Johnson blocked, and Orlando is 8-4.
And moving to a 6-match win streak. So impressive defensively, offensively from the service line. The Valkyries are in a rhythm.
Madison, how much fun and how easy is volleyball when you get on a roll like this?
It definitely in this league, it's not easy, but
True.
it feels a little bit better when you're in rhythm and when you're in system as much as they are. They're doing all of the little things right, and that's contributing to their success.
What impressed you most out of what they did here tonight?
I think their defense, Las Vegas Thrill is known for their offense. They're one of the top in the league in efficiency. They've taken care of the ball a lot throughout the entirety of the season. So the Valkyries' ability to get block touches, dig those balls up, and then convert those to kills. But we've seen them killing the ball all season long.
The Orlando Valkyries are the first team to 8 wins in the Pro Volleyball Federation this season. Omaha still to play San Diego later tonight, and it's as simple as this. If Omaha wins, they become the #1 team in the Pro Volleyball Federation with Orlando 2 and Vegas 3. If San Diego beats Omaha, the Orlando Valkyries, on the strength of 6 consecutive wins, take over atop the standings.
And it's a long season, but you know that has to give you confidence moving forward as we get closer to midway and into the All-Star match. Do not forget to tune into that on CBS on Saturday.
That'll be a lot of fun. You will be there. I will be there. 4 Valkyries will be there. 5 players from the Thrill will be there. An exciting weekend coming for the Pro Volleyball Federation and for Orlando. An exciting month of volleyball continues in the month of February. 6 wins in 6 matches, only 2 sets lost. Somebody let the Valks get hot, and they are making the entire Pro Volleyball Federation pay. For Madison Fitzpatrick and our entire crew on hand here at Edition Financial Arena, Sean Davison so pleased and honored to sign off one more time where the Valks win in straights over the visiting Vegas Thrill.